In the quiet, dimly lit apartment of Sarah, she had always prided herself on keeping her space impeccably clean, but lately, something sinister had taken root. Cockroaches. They seemed to appear out of nowhere, scuttling across her pristine floors and countertops. Sarah had tried everything, from sprays to traps, but the cockroaches were relentless. Every night, their tiny legs would skitter across her hardwood floors, their unsettling chattering filling her ears like a grotesque symphony. She could no longer ignore the feeling that they were watching her, their beady eyes following her every move. One evening, as Sarah sat alone in her living room, the sounds of their activity grew louder, more coordinated, as if they were communicating. She could hear tiny voices whispering in the darkness, whispering her name. Sarah. She froze, her heart pounding in her chest. There was no way cockroaches could speak, yet she couldn't deny what she had just heard. It was faint, but there was no mistaking it. Sarah. This time it was clearer, more insistent. Trembling, she followed the eerie voice to the kitchen. The cockroaches had gathered in a writhing mass, forming a grotesque shape on her countertop. Their movements were synchronized, as if they were dancing to some macabre tune. "Sarah, join us," they hissed in unison. Paralyzed with fear, Sarah could only watch as the cockroaches began to change. Their bodies twisted and morphed, growing larger. They fused together, forming a nightmarish humanoid figure. "Join us, Sarah," it repeated, its voice a sickening blend of insectile chattering and something that sounded strangely human. The abomination extended one of its cockroach arms toward her, and she felt an irresistible compulsion to step forward. As she approached the monstrous cockroach creation, it reached out and touched her forehead with its grotesque appendage. A searing pain shot through her skull, as if her mind was being invaded, her thoughts slowly overtaken by the sinister intelligence of the cockroach entity. Sarah's body twitched and convulsed as she became one with the horror before her. Her flesh blended with theirs, her thoughts merging with their collective consciousness. In the days that followed, Sarah's apartment was no longer empty. It had become a breeding ground for the cockroach horde, an unholy union of human and insect. She was trapped within her own body, a silent observer as the cockroaches continued to spread, multiplying and taking over her once pristine home. Sarah's existence had become a waking nightmare, a living hell where she was both the tormentor and the tormented.